Hey guys and girls, how's it going? Hope you guys are having a great weekend. So I'm back today with another What Do We Know So Far video, and this one is on Quantum Break. Now for those of you that don't know, Quantum Break is from the developers Remedy Entertainment, and they brought you amazing games like Max Payne and Alan Wake. Now the game is published by Microsoft Studios, and it is a completely exclusive game on the Xbox One and the PC, which is due for release on the 5th of April. So it is coming out very soon. Now this game looks absolutely amazing for me. It was this game that actually made me want to buy an Xbox One, and I think this game probably is going to be the biggest reason to convince people to purchase an Xbox One in 2016. So let me tell you everything that we know so far. So I've scoured the internet, done heaps of research on this game, watched videos, you name it, and this is everything that we know so far about Quantum Break. So the main story, well, Quantum Break is set around Riverport University. Now this is a fictional university set in the northeastern side of the United States. At the start of the game, a time travel experiment has gone horribly wrong. Now this causes time to start to break down, and it also grants two of the main characters in the game, Jack Joyce and Paul Serene, different time-based abilities. Joyce, our resident hero in the game, can actually stop time and control it and speed it up. Serene, on the other hand, can actually see into the future, which gives him a decided tactical advantage. And he basically is a friend turned villain in the game. Now during the story, Jack Joyce and Beth Wilder are racing against time to try to stop time breaking down and to try to save the world. But while they're doing this, they are being pursued by Monarch Studios, which is basically a corporation founded by Serene. Now the game is absolutely massive. It has been confirmed that the digital download of the game will be roughly about 44 gigabytes in size, so it's pretty big. Now one of the elements to the game that makes this incredibly interesting and unique and different, because of course time travel, controlling time, that's not a new concept. There's a lot of games previously that have tackled that sort of area, but the thing about this game that makes it different and unique is the whole element where they're actually talking about combining the game with a live action digital series. So what this basically entails is, after playing through a segment of the game, an episode of the digital show will actually play. Now during the game, the video game portion will tell the story of the protagonist, the heroes, while the live action show will actually tell the story from the perspective of the villain. Now players can make choices as the antagonist at the beginning of each live action episode of the TV show. Now these decisions that you make can actually influence the state of the game, and similarly the game perhaps will influence the choices that you make in the episodes. So whether or not you'll have complete control over how the story goes, you are going to be able to have some kind of influence on it. And that's quite exciting. Now the series will actually consist of 4 live action episodes, each of which will be about 22 minutes in length, and these will come digitally, either if you download the game or also if you buy the disc copy. I would assume that these are actually on the disc, and that as you complete main missions and sections in the game, then the stories will begin. So that will break up the gameplay quite nicely, and from a story-based perspective, it should make the story incredibly interesting, especially when we're looking at the two differing perspectives in the game versus in the story. Now a large part of this, trying to make the game completely immersive and the story amazing, is Remedy have actually cast quite major actors and actresses to play the main characters in the live action show, and also have done full facial capture and animation for the game as well, so that the story feels real, feels gritty. The actions, behavior, mannerisms of the characters look brilliant as well. So 3 of the main characters that have been cast, that I'm sure many of you know: Sean Astin has been cast as Jack Joyce, the main hero in the game. Now most of you are probably going to recognize him as Iceman from X-Men. Dominic Monaghan has been cast as William Joyce. Now that's the brother of Jack Joyce in the game, and I'm sure most of you know him. If you're a Lord of the Rings fan, you will definitely know him as Merry from Lord of the Rings. And finally, Aidan Gillen has been cast as Paul Serene, the main villain in the piece, who, you know, obviously has time travel abilities, and everybody will know him as Littlefinger in Game of Thrones. Now, I think this casting is perfect. I particularly Aidan Gillen as the main antagonist. I think that's a perfect choice, especially given how crafty and shady he is as Littlefinger, and he's going to be really able to bring a kind of a sinister element to the character, and a gravitas to the character, that perhaps, you know, we wouldn't get if we didn't have, you know, a Hollywood quality style actor. So that's basically the story and the live action show and how that's going to impact on it. And that for me is one of the most exciting parts of Quantum Break that I can't wait to find out more about and to experience. So let's talk about the gameplay, because obviously that's pretty important for any gamer. That's what we want to know about. Now, Quantum Break is going to be a third-person action adventure game. In the game, you play as Jack Joyce, who has very interesting time manipulation abilities. Now, of course, it's a third-person shooter as well, so there are a variety of firearms available in the game, and as you're playing through it, you can stop time temporarily, allowing him to escape from attacks or freeze enemies. There are a number of offensive and defensive abilities that he does have, so I'm going to talk about a couple of them briefly. So some of the offensive abilities that Joyce has. So he has something called Time Blast, and that basically can be used in two ways. It can be used as an offensive projectile, but it can also be used to reverse the direction of bullets as well. Similarly as well, you have something called Time Rush, and this basically allows him to zip right up to the enemy, spawn right next to them, and perform an immediate melee takedown, which just looks absolutely badass. You can also speed up time and to swap between covers and confuse enemies, so they obviously lose sight of you and are still aiming at your last known location, and you've gone round and you're able to flank them and gain an advantage in that way. Also, Joyce has a number of defensive abilities which sound pretty cool as well. You have something called a Time Shield, and that allows you to deflect bullets and attacks. You also have something called Time Dodge, which basically allows him to dash quickly to evade attacks. So for example, if you were to go into a room and suddenly there are guards there, you can switch on Time Dodge, and that will allow you to zip out of the way and get safely behind cover, so that you can decide how you want to take out the enemy troops in that room. There's also a puzzle solving element to the game as well. You will be able to relieve frozen NPCs in the world to actually help you in your quest as well. Now, I have to say that the combat mechanics look really interesting and fun. I love the whole idea of controlling time and using that as part of the combat, and it feels very, very, very real. Even the sound effects in some of the gameplay we've seen sound amazing in terms of, you know, bullets, the noise of bullets slowing down, the sounding incredibly distorted as you're sort of controlling time and you know, using different elements that you have. But I do have to say that Jack Joyce, it seems like his combat abilities are incredibly OP. So I don't know whether or not you're just going to feel completely overpowered. I do know that there are tiered enemies in the world. For example, there are a number of higher level enemies that wear special suits, so that they have similar abilities to Jack Joyce. I'm sure they will be more challenging, of course, but the gameplay, it looks fun. Don't get me wrong, it looks heaps of fun, but it looks like he's going to be a bit overpowered in what he's doing. So if you are interested in buying Quantum Break on release and in pre-ordering it, there are actually a number of bonuses to doing that. So if you digitally pre-order the game on the Xbox Store, in the UK it is actually $49.99, and you do gain a number of benefits from that. So not only will you get, you know, day one access to Quantum Break, but you'll also gain a download code for the first Alan Wake game, plus the DLC packs, the Signal and the Writer, which are basically backwards compatible on the Xbox 360, so you'll be able to download them if you have an Xbox One, and you also gain access to Alan Wake American Nightmare as well. And that's if you pre-order it digitally. Now, I did look around at different shops, and the only other place that I found that are doing that deal as well is Game. And actually, Game are selling Quantum Break at a cheaper price of $39.99. And of course, you get a physical copy of Game as well. So that is basically everything that we know about Quantum Break. Now, I have to say, I'm incredibly excited about this game. I will definitely be pre-ordering it, not only for the benefits and bonuses that you do get, but just simply because this game looks so amazing. I can't wait to play this game when it comes out on the 5th of April. But there's everything that we know so far about it. So let me know what you guys think of Quantum Break. Are you interested in it? What do you think of the gameplay? What do you think of the concept with the live action show? Will you be pre-ordering the game? Let me know in the comments section below. I'll be back again later with more What Do We Know So Far videos, so please look forward to that. Alright guys and girls, well take care, and as always, happy gaming. Yeah.